Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Parthaya Pradibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Vratavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusantadami Bhagavad Gite Bhavatveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam Navidussura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Jnanam eva ekaha markaha va anyani sadhanani abhi santi va. Is there only jnanam that can lead to this moksha? Are there any other means to obtain the same result? This question would arise in the mind because Bhagavan Krishna had said in the previous verse, verse number 24, together, Ye evam veti purusham prakritim cha gunai saha sarvata vartamanopi nasabhuyo bijayate. Na bhuyaha abhijayate na punaravrittihi asti tasya na punarjanma vidyate tasya. There is no return or there is no rebirth. And this no rebirth is what is called amrutatva praptihi. Obtainment of immortality. How is it related? It's he doesn't return means what? Lost forever. Lost in the galaxy somewhere. No. That no return means there is no more suffering of this change and birth and death cycle. Which means one has reached the nature of Bhagavan, where there is no more continuous cycles of samsara. So here, na punarha avartate. So therefore it is said, na bhuyuha abhijayate. It's not born again. Is there only one jnana marga? Is there any other method? So Bhagavan, just to make sure that there are other methods also, and also need to show the limitation of those paths. It's not that everything will give the same result. The results will also vary. So we'll see here, verse number 25. Dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechitatmanam anye sankhena yogena karma yogena chapare dhyanenatmani pashyanti kechidatmanam anye sankhena yogena karma yogena chapare. Apare, others. Dhyanena pashyanti. By meditation they see. What? Atmanam. Self. Now, to do any meditation, one should know what to meditate on. Nowadays what happens? I'm doing meditation. What? What are you doing? I'm just keeping quiet. Then you better sleep, no? Why standing and doing or sitting and doing? Lie down and do it. So even for doing the dhyanam, there should be necessity for jnanam. Then why it is said in the previous verse that by merely knowing ya evam veti prakritim purusham chaiva, right? Gunaisaha sarvada vartamanaha api na bhuyaha abhijayate. Does the knowledge require the meditation as a necessary tool to realize? Many people have that question. And 99% of us need meditation to concretize this knowledge. Why? Because of the existing vasanas. By merely knowing, one would not reach there. Because our tendencies that we have gathered over many, many lives are still holding us captive, and knowledge by itself cannot remove it, and if it does, then it is Purvagrata Punyam only. In the past, one has already worked on it. People like Ramana Maharshi, Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa are exalted souls, not because what they did in this life, but what they have done for over many lives. That's why Bhagavan said, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapatyade vasudeva sarvamidi samahatma sudurlabha. He itself says, sudurlabha, sushtu durlabha. Why? Because these vasanas that are holding us so captive for so many lives cannot go like easily. Jnate vastunyabhi balabadi vasana anadiresha karta bhokta pyahamidi ya asya samsara hetuhu pratyak drishtya nivasadi sada sa apaneya prayatnad muktim prahut tadiha muniyo vasana tanavam yat. That's what we saw even in the Yoga Vasishtha also. Vasana thinning down is what is called liberation. The desires reduced is what is called freedom. Our idea now is what? More and more desire I fulfill, more and more happy I will become. That's a trap. Reduction of these vasanas, you will see yourself freeing yourself. But this reduction does not happen like this. Your habits yourself, how hard it is to give up. A day or 2 days you may probably, with your self-will, you try to not to get into the same old habits, but then, ugly janam hai na. Why am I torturing myself in this life? Next life will do it. So, swabhavastu pravartate. Bhagavan says that everybody according to their swabhava only. So for most of the people, merely by knowledge, it does not lead them to state of moksha because of the existing tendencies causing impurities in the mind. Therefore, dhyanam nama. What is dhyanam? That is said beautifully here. What is the nature of dhyanam? Dhyanam nama shabdadibhyah vishayebhyah shrotradini karanani manasi upasamhritya manascha pratyak chetadari chetayitari ekagradaya yat chintanam tadhyanam. Ekagradaya yat chintanam tadhyanam. One-pointedly focusing on the self is what is called meditation upon withdrawing all the senses, exclusively doing that. No, Swamiji, I am doing walking meditation, lying down meditation, chewing gum meditation. Gurudev is called chewing gum meditation. It has to be exclusively done. That's why we saw one of the values. What is that? Vivikta desha sevitvam aradirjana samsati. Solitude. Not that you turn away for others from your life, but see, anything that you want to do exclusively, you have to pay attention to that. Can you learn music without exclusively paying attention to that, or dance? See, in Indian tradition, when a singer is singing, he will not look at the book. Have you seen any of our Carnatic singer? No. He closes the eyes and goes. Why? That is abhyas, right? And that to do that, one has done lot of sadhana. Or dance with the book. With the book you dance. So even to learn a skill like that, one has to spend time exclusively. So dhyanam also, you have to do it in solitude. And what is the purpose of the dhyanam then? Viparita vatsana vinashaya. Viparita bhavana vinashaya. For the removal of viparita, contradictory thoughts, distracting thoughts. Only when you sit down you realize that. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Jai. Idli ho gaya? Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai. Chutney bhi bana, Sri Ram, Jai Ram. Mind will go all over the place. That one-pointed attention, ekagrata chintanam. And upon what? As he said, Shabdadipya vishayebhyah shrotradini niranani upasamhritya. Withdrawing the mind completely and exclusively engaging in turning your attention to that self, dhyanena atmanam atmani pashyati. In one's own buddhi, in one's own mind or buddhi here specifically, where the reflection of consciousness is taking place, in the absence of those thoughts which are distracting, I am aware of my own self as the pure awareness and not so-called individual son or the father or the mother or the sister. None of those belong to me. I am pure soul, pure awareness. None of this relationship at the present moment is relevant or important to me right now. So how that attempt again and again has to be done. I am pure soul, not related to anybody in this world except him. I am his reflection at the present moment. In this way, one will come to see the source of that very reflection, the consciousness, as oneself. So this is possible. Dhyanena atmani pashyanti kechit, for someone. Atmanam atmana. Atmanam atmana. Pashyanti means seeing is not seeing. For that you should listen to those two Madharaj is talking. So when I went there, oh, I see. And then you know what happened? Oh, I see. What are you seeing? What do you mean by that? Oh, I know. Then fellow said, you see? Some people have that tendency. You see? No, I'm not seeing anything. You see, do you understand? So, Pashyanti means jananti. They come to know, they realize. Anye Sankyena Yogena. Others to the Sankhya Yoga. What is Sankhya Yoga here? Not the Sankhya Yoga as we know, which does not have Ishvara as the common factor. Here, Sankhya means knowing that Aham Sakshi. What? Of what? The play of the gunas. So here it is said, Anye Sankyena Yogena. Sankyam nama ime sattva rajas tamamsi gunaha maya drishya aham tebhyah tad vyavara sakshi bhudaha nityaha. Even as the mind comes to have that sattvika vritti, thoughts or rajasic or tamasic, I am only a sakshi to this. I am not participating in what they demand me to do. Every thought that arises in your mind need not have to be taken by you seriously. In fact, the moment you know that it is unreal, it will fall off by itself. But we don't. Starbucks coffee. The thought comes. I have been here from 6:30 up, for satsang. It's already 7:30. 7:45. One coffee, little go out. It is there in my car only. Come back. So the thought arises, why do you give so much importance to that? Because that is the habit. She said this to me. So what? So that thought, when it arises, we are not able to let go. A person, what is Sankhya Nama? What is it? The vritti will come. Sattvika vritti va, rajasika vritti va, or even tamasik vritti. When the thought of any of this kind comes, aham tebhyah sakshi. I am only a witness to it. I am not a participant. If you want to give a simple example, let us say there is some cobweb there on the top of this ceiling. You walk in. You have been here as a member for a long time. What do you look at it as? Sakshi. Right? So there are three kinds of people: servants, sevaks, and volunteers. I'll tell you the difference. Servants are those whom you have to tell them, "Ye karo." So they will go and do it. But if you tell that you remove, only that they'll remove. They'll not remove anywhere else. That they will remove. Why? That's what I was told. Because servants, the attitude is what I'm told, I'll do. On the other hand, sevak is one who keeps watch of it. If I'm in charge of this place to be clean, I'll keep looking at where the problem is and then I'll do it. Nobody needs to tell me. Volunteers is a different category. Even when you tell, whenever I feel like doing, then I will do. Because I'm not paid for that. Why should I do that? I'm not paid. If I'm paid, then I become servant. I'm not paid. So, anyway, Sakshi. You understand what is Sakshi? So, in the same way, if you can do that I don't care. If it is, let it be there. Say there's some red light, that things, I don't know what that is. Let it be there. When the construction time, they put it. So, rajas, tamas, sattva, vritti, when it comes in the mind, aham tebhyah sakshi, na karta. I'm not going to act on this. But if it is necessary that it will help somebody, I may take it up and do it, but I'm not forcing myself to do it. By choice I would do it, not by compulsion. So this way, one becomes free from the hold of the maya, which is happening through the mind. So, sanye sankhena yogena. The third category is karma yogena cha apare. Others do through the path of karma, which means what? Ishwararpana buddhyaya, with the attitude that I am doing everything as an offering to the Lord, because of which there is no kartrutva, the ownership of the action, because of which the mind has become free, which is ready for jnanam. Again, Karma Yoga by itself do not take it there, but Karma Yoga prepares the individual. Ishwararpana buddhya anushtiyamanam ghatana rupam yoga artatvat yoga uchyate sattva shuddhi jnana prapti dvarena. Even as the mind becomes pure, it becomes ready to listen and reflect. So, dhyanam is one path where the viparita bhavana is removed. In Sankhya, it is sakshi matramaham iti bhavena. Karma yoga, Ishvara arpana buddhya karma kurvan chitta shuddhim avapya jnana prapti dvarena. Meaning, having done the work as an offering to the Lord, purify the mind and gain the knowledge, and then proceed on to the path. Oh, only this, Swamiji? Then why should I come to satsang? So Bhagavan includes that also. Anye tvevam ajanantah shrutvanyebhya upasate tepi chati tarantyeva mrityam shruti parayanaha अन्ये त्वेवमजानन्तः श्रुत्वान्येभ्य उपासते तेऽपि चातितरन्त्येव मृत्युं श्रुतिपरायणाः. अन्ये, others who do not follow the category of mere jnanam or dhyanam or sankhya marga or even karma yoga. And those people, evam ajanantah, they don't know these methods, whatever is said. At the same time, they are not deprived of this. They also can do, how? Anyebhya shrutva. Listening from others. Listening from others means what? Acharyebhya, upadeshtrubhya. From the people who are doing the upadesha, from them, listening to them with great reverence and faith, then only you will follow them. If you don't follow, you follow. If you want to follow, then you must have faith. So whom you are listening to, you must have complete faith. Yeah, this person is telling me for my own upliftment only, and I have to come out of it. Tadvitti pranipadena pariprashnena sebaya upadekshanti te jnanam. Jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha upadekshanti. They will give you. If you are ready, then obviously they will give you the right direction. So you don't need to go on reading yourself. You do not need to attempt on your own. They will give you the methods of thinking. Tebi atitaranti. They also mrityum atitaranti. They will also cross the mortalhood. Shruti parayanaha, shravana parayanaha. Those who are completely faithful to what they hear. It is said that one Nisargadatta Maharaj was there, and probably some of you know, Maharashtra. And he did not have any background of study of scriptures, nothing. His guru told him, all that you need to do is aham atma. I am the self, not the body, not the senses, not the mind, not the thoughts. Aham atma. I am the awareness. Go, do it. That alone he was doing. Nothing else. Why? My guru has said it, I'll do it. Continuously, whatever he was doing, he is constantly keeping the mind on that aham atma. I am the self. So Sri Ramana Maharshi, who was his guru? What book he read? Because of the Purvakrita Punya, because that he took Bhagavan Shiva, who is there residing in Arunachala himself as his guru, and he went on. Here, at least in the case of the Sisargadatta Maharaj, he had a guru who told him, this is what you need to do. Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa did not have anybody else. Totapuri came and gave him that. They did not study. So, merely by listening to the people who have got the knowledge and completely obeying to their instructions, by that itself one can reach there. Atmanam anye vikalpeshu anyatarena api. Even then, even there, the mind which is not engaging in any other such practices, ajanantaha atmanam acharyebhyah idameva chintayata iti. This is what you think. As in the case of Shabari, what? She was a tribal woman. What did her guru say? Do this, Rama will come to you. You don't need to go anywhere. He will come to you. Is it not that? That's what she did throughout. Shraddadanaha, upasade shraddadanaha, with total faith in what they have heard. Adikramanti eva mrityum, samsara or mrityu, samsara here. Shruti parayanaha, meaning they have Shruti, Param, Ayanam, Gamanam, Moksha Marga Pravruttau, Param Sadhanam. For the sake of Moksha, Param Sadhanam, Shravana Matram. That listening to it with utmost sincerity. And that Shravanam itself can make you overcome all the impurities also if you take it to your heart. Completely. Like a small child, how does it learn language, you tell me? Mother tongue. Because father doesn't speak much. Mother only keeps on saying, do this, don't do this, this is this. So how did you learn your mother tongue, tell me? Did you read first? No. Did you write? No. Then how did you learn? Is it not that is the basis on which you learn all other languages also? So if I say, what is this? How do you know that it's cup? Somebody somewhere you heard. Is it not the word cup you heard somewhere, and then only you have come to know that it is cup? On your own you did not. So all knowledge come from hearing only. Sravanat eva jnanam. So whatever language that we learned from the very beginning of our life, it has come from listening. And listening with faith. My mother says it's cup, my father says something else. Doesn't matter, what my mother says is right. So that is that firm, that faith is there through which only that person or the child can learn the language or anything. So in the same way, here those who have completely dedicated themselves to the listening and practicing, they also aditaranti mrityum, they also cross the death or samsara here. All right, now having spoken various other paths, now moksha sadhanam yajñātva amrutam ashnute. What is that? That by this knowledge or realization, one becomes immortal. How that is said here. What is the state of immortality and how it is obtained through this, whatever method one follows, especially what is discussed so far. Jneyam yatyat pravakshami yajñātva amrutam ashnute. That how is it proved here? It is said in the verse number 27. Yavat sanjayate kinchit Sattvam stavara jangamam Kshetra kshetrajna samyogat Tadvidhi bharatarshava yavat sanjayate kinchit sattvam sthavara jangamam kshetrajna samyogat tadvidhi bharatarshava. He begins with yavat, whatever it is, sanjayate kinchit, yavat kinchit, whatever it is, sanjayate is born, whether it is moving or unmoving, stavaram va jangamam va, whether it is immobile or the mobile. Mama jangama duravani. What is that? Mobile phone. iPhone. Mama jangama duravani. Mobile phone. You take that phone where you don't take anybody else in the world. Isn't it? Places where nobody else is allowed. But that one, it's like my own extension. Sthavara jangama, whatever is there, including mobile. Kshetrajna sanyogat. It is a combination of matter and the soul. As I said yesterday, life cannot be produced by combination of matter so far. Life is always begotten by life only. Life alone begets life. Jivaha eva jivasya moolam or karanam. Right? Jiva alone, life alone is the cause of life. Otherwise, as I told, two benches you put there and go on. When you come next day, 4 of them will be there. That doesn't happen. So there is need for life. So anything that happens as a creation in this world, kshetrajna samyogat, this you come to know. Tad vidhi bharatarshava. How does it lead to amrutatvam? What are you saying? So, one who knows this, yajñāyate, whatever is learned, or however one comes to understand this, how? By knowing what? Jneyam. What is to be known? That there is kshetrajna, consciousness, soul, jiva, individual jiva, who is none other than the Supreme only, presently conditioned by kshetram, living within the Prakriti, experiencing the qualities of the Prakriti due to its own attachment, and because of the attachment there is bondage. So when one comes to know that it's the Prakriti that is doing, such a person alone can get out of that bondage. So now, this is important point here, how the Punarjanma or Punaravritti or Amrutatvam will be gained. How the Amrutatvam is gained? Only coming to know that whatever is referred as Kshetram is a relative experience only. It cannot be considered as absolute. If it is absolute, you are into Sankhyan now. We made that point clear yesterday on the previous classes. Prakriti is Mithyarupa. If that is not understood. See, now, Bhagavan Shankaracharya what he said, Ardha shlokena pravakshami yaduktam grantha kotibihi. I will tell in half a shloka what is said in crores of shastras. Brahma satyam jagan mithya jivo brahma eva na aparaha. Jivaha na aparaha. Not other. Na brahma eva satyam. Now you understand this very important point. Jagataha mithyatvam nyayate brahma satyatvam nyatva eva. Meaning, only when a person recognizes the nature of Brahman alone, he can negate the Jagat. Don't put the cart before the horse. Jagat Mithya. What is Satyam? Finding out. That doesn't work. पहले आप सत्य को जानो, know what is true, then only you can negate what is false. If somebody says, you are not the body, you are the mind, you are not this, then what am I? I don't know. That you find out. No, but when I recognize what is real, then the false will naturally fall. When I come to know the rope, the snake notion will go away because I have discovered what is there. I don't need to put an extra effort to that. It is said that one guru and his shishya, they were walking, in a remote place, they were going walking. Night fell, so therefore they started to, under a small, there was a small temple there, so they went inside and then started taking rest there. Next morning, the boy got up, and then the shishya, they went around. By the time the light was already, meaning the daylight broke, so he saw in the temple they were staying, inside another chamber, a bigger chamber of the temple, there was a huge elephant standing there. He came running, Guru, let us go from here. Why? There is a huge elephant there inside. So the Guru looked at it. The dwara is so small. You are saying there is an elephant inside and there is no other door anywhere else. How can there be an elephant? Think, socho, Buddhu. No, I saw it. Chalo, show me where it is. You go, you come. He dragged him inside. Show me. Here, just see that. So he saw the whole huge elephant standing there, made of wood. Come here. Touch it. Touched it. Because the light was a little less, it was looking like as though alive. So touched it. See? It's a wooden elephant. It is carved inside. Otherwise, the God cannot enter. You understood that? Yes. You understood that it's a wood? Yes. Even though it is looking like a huge elephant, it's wood only. All right. Okay, so then they came out, and then there was a small river that was there. So Guru was taking a dip there, and the boy also took a dip. Then the Guru said, oh, I forgot my towel. I think I left it in the temple. Go and bring. I can't go. Can you come with me? Why? Elephant. Buddha, I told you that it is not a real elephant. In case it becomes an elephant, that means you didn't learn. Maratil mareindada madayane. In Tamil, that is this word. The whole huge mad elephant has merged into that wood. Meaning what? I recognize that it is not there. Once you know that it is not there, will there be any fear out of that? So, jnatva eva jagataha mityatvam pashyati. Only upon knowing what is real, you come to know the false nature of the world. Then, if the kshetram is understood to be false, what remains only kshetrajna? And the kshetrajna is not born or subject to adi or anta. Its nature is amrutatvam. So obviously, they said, yad jnatva amrutamashnote. What jnatva? Kim jnatva? Brahma eva aham idi jnatva, jagat mithya idi abhi jnatva. Don't say, Brahman is also true, Jagat is also true. Then you have not understood. Jagat mithya eva, Brahma eva satyam. That's why Bhagavan Krishna Shankaracharya says, Brahma satyam jagan mithya. So here also, kshetra sanyogat vidhi. It's apparently there is a connection between these two, which appears to be this word. This you understand. Once you know this, then from the standpoint of kshetrajna, the kshetram is seen to be mithya, and therefore amrutatvam ashnute. Otherwise not. So, that therefore, through that knowledge alone, one comes to see the absence of anything that binds one to even to be born again. The birth again is because of Karma done with kartrutva. And that ends, there is no more rebirth. And that very kshetrajnaha, kaha saha, where is he? Or kutra saha? Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram vinashyatsva vinashyantam yappashyati sapashyati samam sarveshu bhuteshu vinashyatsva vinashyantam. जो देखता है वो देखता है, जो देखा है देखता है वो देखता है. One who sees, he sees. Somebody will say, everybody is seeing only. What does it mean by seeing? But we see only with the eyes, not with the mind. With the knowledge we don't see. When we start seeing the world with knowledge, even in a person where one has specialized in a particular field of knowledge, his or her perception will be different from one who has not got that knowledge. Is it not true? If one knows the beauty of art, how the colors to be mixed and how this such a beautiful mixture of colors can make a wonderful painting, as so it's so real, when a person has got that knowledge, he appreciates that much more than anybody else. In some houses I see that, what is this painting? Modern art. Oh, that's why they put the signature below. You should know which is top, which is below. Otherwise you will not understand what that is. So here, even in the worldly knowledge, a person who has that mind ability, he will see it. Similarly here, yappashyati sapashyati. He who sees, he will see. What does he see? Samam sarveshu bhuteshu tishtantam parameshwaram pashyati. The Lord, the presence of the Lord as Supreme Being is present in every living being equally. Nobody is higher, nobody is lower here. The high and low is only with respect to jati, kula, all the jati, niti, kula gotra durakam nama rupa guna dosha varjitam desha kala vishayadi vartiyat brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Jati, niti, kula, gotra, these are all the ones which are dividing individuals to high and low. Is it not? Here he says that one which is samam sarveshu bhuteshu. Not only human beings, all living beings, even a plant that is growing in your backyard is equally blessed by the same presence only. This perception, this understanding, that alone can save the world. So long as we come to differentiate or discriminate people based upon the color, caste, creed, name and form and then gender and then belief system and faith, there is no end of this war and violence. What is the vision of Vedanta? Sarveshu bhuteshu ekah eva atma. Tishtantam parameshwaram pashyati sapashyati. He sees. And in what? Vinashyatsu avinashyantam. In the perishable, the imperishable presence. As I said yesterday, when you were 4-year-old also, you were, now also. You are the same. Atman, the awareness is the same. At that time, your experience of the world was different based upon your knowledge base at that time. What priorities you had at that time. What your routine of life at that time. Right? And presently, the same one only. And if you can understand that, when I was 4-year-old, what I was, the same being alone is even now, and even 10 years from now, I'll be the same awareness. Even as I'm leaving this body, also I'm the same awareness. Yaha pashyati sapashyati. He who sees this. So that is the effect of this knowledge. Thereafter, is there a fear of change thereafter? Change will take place. You cannot stop it. What can you stop? Tell me. Your body changing, can you stop? The season changing outside, can you stop? The people around you changing their attitude towards you, can you stop? You cannot. Accept it. Know it. Don't get disturbed by that. Only when I have the firm understanding, I am the same, irrespective of all the changes that are taking place within me or outside me. That firmness of understanding alone will give you inner peace. Otherwise, you will be bombarded by the world around you. Everybody will take you for a ride. Even if you do not want a change, it will happen. So, this knowledge is a saving knowledge which assures you not only peace while living, but amritatvam after leaving. Immortality will be yours when you leave this changing phenomena or this samsara. So that is why he said, Vinashyatsu avinashyantam yap pashyati sapashyati. Such a person, samam pashyan hi sarvatra, samavastitam ishwaram, nahinasyaatmanatmanam, tato yati param gatim, samam pashyan hi sarvatra, nahinasyaatmanatmanam, tato yati param gatim. Samam pashyan, while seeing this one, samavastidam ishwaram pashyan, always remaining the same in all beings, at all times, in himself also. Whether one is in the state of waking, or in the state of dream, or in the state of sleep, in these conditions also, I am the same. Such a person alone can get into the fourth state of samadhi. See, your state of dream is not available when you are awake. When your awaking state is not available when you are sleeping. So, the states are continuously changing, but I, who is witnessing every one of them, is the same. Can you say, I dreamt, somebody slept? That is not the truth. I am the sleeper. I alone am the one who woke up. I alone am the one who is dreaming. No, not too many. Another person. Samam pashyansi sarvatra, everywhere. Samyak avasthitam, very well present. Ishwaram, the Lord, meaning one's own kshetrajnam. Such a person, atmanam, atmana na hinasti. He does not kill himself by himself. What is this? Why should anybody kill oneself by oneself? Who will do killing of oneself by oneself? One who is frustrated. When is the suicidal tendency come to us? I am no more fit to live in this world. I am not interested in anything. Such a person definitely will lose interest and then kill. But here, killing is not that way. Ignoring the self is killing. Is it not a father who is so unhappy with his son? As far as I am concerned, you are dead. What does it mean? Actually, you are not dead. I am ignoring you. This ignoring our own self is presently our condition. Think. No, I don't want to think, Swamiji. Is it not that ignoring ourselves alone is making us taking this body as our own self right now? Think. What am I doing? I do not know who I am. Therefore, I consider this individual personality as me. And whatever be the demand of this individual personality with respect to enjoying the world, etc., I continue to pursue. How long? Until I die. Then what do? I take another body. And continue the same thing. Then after that is over, another body, another body. This way, because of your desire, how many bodies you have killed? Think. Huh? I am not saying, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes this. How many bodies you have killed by taking so many bodies? And why are you taking? Because after some time, when you are pursuing certain desires and then your teeth is gone anymore, you cannot enjoy the same pleasures as it was before. You cannot see properly. Ears are not listening carefully. Chalo chodo isko. Then what are you doing? Take another one. Are you not therefore killing so many bodies of yours? Yes or no? How many lives you have gone through then? So you are doing what? You are killing your own body. But one who has gained this knowledge, no more he will engage in continuing in this process of killing one body to go to another body to enjoy that. After that, that also is over. Kill that. Kill that means letting it go, discarding it, disowning it. Swamiji, in this country I have already finished 20 jobs I gave up. That's what it means. One job is over, you killed that, and then in nowadays the world, that's what then they say, no, among the youngsters, kill him. Winning is killing. Whereas they go to the exaggerated thing, So good ones, what they say, dirty good. Why it is dirty? So even as the birth and rebirth, that is called killing. This is one aspect of it. Second aspect of it is, by rejecting the self, not recognizing the self, you already killed it. Why that we rejected the self? Because prayojanam na anupashyati. See, people ask this question, no? By not learning this self-knowledge, Swamiji, can I get a better job? Can I get a promotion? Is it possible? You can show to your new next appointment you go for next job. What do you know? Foundation Vedanta course. Kya hai wo? What is that? Next one is the advanced Vedanta course. Will it give you a job? So what is the purpose or the prayojanam of this knowledge? If a materialist person will only look at that. Is it not? When we take interview for the Sandipani course, that's what, Swamiji, after this will you give a certificate? This fellow has studied in Sandipani Sadhanali, he is enlightened. Chalo. Do you give any certificate like that? Once Gurudev was asked by somebody, Swamiji, in Lions Club and then in the the other clubs they put that, what is that? Pin, emblem. So we should have something like that, Chinmaya Mission. Gurudev said, your face should show that, face, not any emblem. Your face should be bright to show that you belong to this knowledge. Not getting some emblem and you wearing that, you are so miserable. What is the point? So here, by ignoring the self because it does not give you immediate required materialistic benefit, reject it. So by rejecting the self for it being not useful for your present desire accomplishments, we have killed it. Na hinasti. Atmanam na hinasti atmana. Then tataha yadi paramgatim. Then he reaches the highest. Meaning what? He doesn't ignore the self, and by abiding in the self, he no more is subject to rebirth. So therefore two things are accomplished at the same time, right? No more rebirth, that means he is no more killing this body to go to another body. Secondly, having found the greatest benefit out of this abidance in the self, he doesn't anymore ignore, reject his own nature. That way, nahi nastyatmanatmanam tato yati param gatim. How? Sarvatra samam Ishwaram pashyanti saha. Seeing the same self within and without, everywhere, thus therefore he doesn't anymore reject. Continuing, now the question is the very famous and most asked even in that satsanga. If therefore I am the self which is present in everyone and I am the pure self who does not have any desire to do anything, and that Atma is of the nature of akarta, non-doer, because he doesn't get attached to any of the actions done by the senses, mind, etc. Also, you also said he is remaining only as a sakshi. Then, who is the doer here? Even to say, even Jivan Mukta, a man who has enlightened, doesn't do anything. Remain like a stone. Once in a while he opens the mouth and food will come in. Gurudev used to say, don't be a parasite. Don't be a burden in the society. Work hard, more than anybody else. Don't just say that, okay, I'm a Mahatma. Once in a while I open the mouth, somebody put the food in the name. So here, who is the doer of action then? If Paramatma, the self, Ishvara, has no need to do anything, and I am akin to, or I am same as that self, then, because anybody who does receives of the result. Karta eva bhokta. So one who does the action receives the result. If the karta aham na, then bhokta abhinaham. But then an individual surviving in this body must engage in action. So who is the doer here? Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah yappashyati tatatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah yappashyati tatatmanam akartaram sapashyati. Atmanam akartaram pashyati. The self is not the doer. Self is not the one who does action. Then who does the action? Prakriti eva. Prakritya eva karmani kriyamanani. Actions being undertaken by the Prakriti alone, sarvashaha, everywhere at all times. Yaha pashyati, he who sees, tata, then akartaram atmanam pashyati. Now, it is explained in the 4th chapter itself about this. Bhagavan has explained this. Now, if you say, I'm walking. Who's walking? I am walking. Is it so? Or your feet? If you come to that kind of a question, Swamiji, my feet is walking. So why are you saying you are walking? Now, all of you had your prasad, right? I'm sure. Now, are you digesting the food or not now? Yes? How many of you say, I am digesting the food? Nobody. Are you all digesting the food? Are you? Are you? It is happening. How many of you are breathing? Or dead or what? Now you see, it is happening or not? Are you paying any attention to that? Now, that gulab jamun is actually moving here. From I have longer intestine to shorter intestine. Now it is moving this. Nothing you are doing. Are you growing your hair? Not me. I am asking you. Are you growing your nails? Are you? No. Is it growing or not? So why you are telling it? It is a passive sentence. It is growing. No, you are doing active. Are you getting old? No. You don't want to. That is a different thing. Now tell me, what are you doing? One thing you do. Tell me. Think? Rarely. Now, everything is, Prakriti is doing it. Even when you're sleeping, you're breathing. I'm breathing out. Breathing. Then you will never sleep. Eating fully up to here, you go to sleep. Digestion is going on. You're getting old. Nails are growing, hair is growing, digestion is taking place, blood circulation is going on, heart is functioning, breathing is going on. Everything is going on. Now why do you say, I am doing it? Prakritya evacha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah. Now, when you will say, okay, I make decisions. Men, if you make that kind of a mistake, don't you ever say in front of many people. So anything that is I am doing, as this, I am working, even a part of the Prakriti alone is doing in the form of Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chittam. They are also Prakriti only. As much as the bodily actions are being done without your permission, all these are all happening without you, referring to you. You don't do anything. In the same way, understand, even the functions of the Mana, Buddhi, Ahankara is happening as per the vasanas and more importantly, according to your prarabdha. Your actions of the past, Gurudev always would say, you go to bed as a doctor, you won't wake up as a lawyer. Because your past knowledge is what you would be carrying on the next day. Not different. So what is that which determines your tomorrow's thoughts and actions? What you did in the past. If the past in this life decides what you would be tomorrow, past of your previous lives determines what you will experience now and thereafter. And so you cannot stop it. See it, accept it, don't bother about it. Now, but that is not our case, right? No, it should happen only this way, only that way. No more we insist. We may engage in and we may intrude in that also, involve in that also, only to know, certainly after some time, it will happen anyway. To the extent you can change, do it. To the extent you cannot do it, leave it. But we don't. Our problem is we are not ready to leave what we cannot do. And we keep worrying about it. No, Swamiji, I am not worried. Then, concerned. Same word only. Same thing only. A new word is coined. I am very concerned only. Now, as you are getting old also, is to some extent you die. So meaning you die. After some time you give up. Hello, who cares about this? When your hair is falling, you are worried about it. After some, everybody, everywhere around, everybody in my age, everything has the same thing only. Why should I bother about it? So, mind and intellect and buddhi and the thoughts and then emotions and the feelings, etc. also the product of Prakriti only. Prakrityaiva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvashah yapashyati. He who sees this, tata atmanam, but you, the awareness, akarta iti pashyati. I am not the doer. I am just watching it. And you will watch, as I said yesterday, you will watch the end of it also. End of this entire play, you will see it. So, akartaram pashyati, aham akarta. I am not the doer. I am just here to, in my presence it happens. Like the light here, burning on my face. It is not doing anything. It is just shedding its light. That's all it does. In the presence of the light, so many things are happening. In the same way, the Atman's presence is necessary, in whose presence all the faculties are engaged in their own activities. Such a person alone is called, earlier what he said, Yap pashyati sa pashyati. Again and again he puts that point. Yap pashyati, he who sees. Meaning, he who understands. Yata bhuta prutak bhavam ekastam anupashyati tada eva cha vidstaram Brahma sampatyate tada yada bhuta prutak bhavam ekastam anupashyati tata eva cha vistaram Brahma sampatyate tata yada when bhuta prutak bhavam, the varieties of the beings, bhutanam prutak bhavam. Pratak means different. Bheda bhavam. So each of the living beings, individual beings are different from each other, but they all finally have one single connection. Ekastam anupashyati. Ekastam means of the nature of, essential nature of all of them is only one. Eke Atmani Sthitam iti pashyati. He who sees that even though apparently varieties of beings are there, but essential nature is only one. As Gurudev would say, that so many different ornaments that you wear in your body, essentially the nature is gold. Right? You wear a ring, you wear a necklace, you wear a bangle. Oh, bangle. Sometimes bangle here also. All those, but in all of them, what is that? Ekameva kanchanam. One gold only is there. So even though varieties appearing there, but the essential nature is one. Even though varieties of beings are there, there is only one being. Ekastam anupashyati. And therefore, tataha, tasmat, from that alone, vistaram. It is a spread of one only. You go to a sweet shop and varieties of sweets are there. And that the sweet shop owner obviously would be interested to sell the oldest one. Because he is not the fresh one. Which is fresh? Everything is fresh only. As far as he is concerned, the old one also fresh only. Then you go to the sweet shop and say, I want a sweet. That fellow will look at you queringly. Yes, okay, this is a sweet shop. Everything what you get is sweet only. He said, I want that which is made of sugar. More doubtful about your, everything is made of sugar only. What are you talking about? So it is like, you go to a particular family and say, I won't tell you which kind of a family is that, which part of the India they come from. Whether it is a dal or kheer or any sabji, it will be sweet. I didn't say that which one. I'm very careful nowadays. Because they want to see good in everything. Not God, good. Just like they see good in everything, we should see God in everything. Like if you go to a sweet shop and say, I want sugar. Oh, what do you mean? Everything is sugar only. In the same way, tatayeva cha vistaram. It is the same one only everywhere. Such a person cannot but see the one. Therefore, even while living here, Brahma sampatyate tada. That one, even as he was living here, he will remain in that consciousness of Brahman alone. Why? Because he cannot see anything else. In all differences, all various varieties, he will see the oneness. Therefore, he cannot but see Brahman alone. And one who is seeing that alone everywhere, where will he go further? Because our future is decided by our present state of mind. Gurudev has said, whatever be the state of your mind continuously you are having as predominant thoughts, that alone will be your further what you proceed on to. If one is fond of fish, next birth will be in the water. Why? That is what you wanted all the time. To be there. So when the mind is always in Brahman, then obviously Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Such a person will remain only in that consciousness of Brahman. And this continuing, Ekasya Atmanaha Sarvadehatma Bhave Tat Dosha Sambandhe Prapte. What about such an individual when he comes to be living in this physical body which is made of matter or Prakriti alone? What happens? Yes, such a person, while he living, how will he continue to maintain that one stream of awareness? Anaditva nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayah Sharirastopi kaunteya Nakaroti na lipyate Anatitva nirgunatvat paramatmayam avyayah Sharirastopi kaunteya Nakaroti na lipyate Sharirastha api Sharire stitaha api. Even staying in the body, a jivan muktaha, na karoti, doesn't do a thing, na lipyate. He is unaffected by what he does. Is it not that we would like to achieve, that we remaining in this physical body to be free? If somebody says, you will be free after you die, kya assurance hai bhai? Or if the guru comes and said, after you get the enlightenment, you die. Nahi chahiye abho. I don't want it right now then. Right? If I get mukti and immediately I die, then what's the point? What kind of mukti what we need right now? While living itself, I should be free. Is it not? Well, after death, who knows what is going to happen? Or if after that you are going to give me moksha, then why should I do anything right now? So it is like Gurudev used to give this example. One fellow went with some kind of a sickness and then he went to the doctor and he said, I diagnosed what your problem is. I clearly understood. And this is the medicine for your problem. Where is it available? Not available. Buddhu, why should I come to you when you don't have the solution for it? You explain the solution, not available. In the same way, moksha hai, kahan hai? Marne ke baad. That is no meaning. Sharirastha api kaunteya. Even when you are living here, nakarodi niripyate. We have seen in Gurudev that. While living in this physical body itself, he demonstrated what is liberation. He proved himself that even while 20% of his heart working, how much power he had to be with the people, talk to the people, teach the people, laughing, running and working 18 hours a day. You could see the divinity completely expressed. Why? Because unaffected by what he did. Never touched by what his actions were. Yes, there is success. Yes, there is failure. He will laugh and walk. So we have seen this. That's why I have no doubt in my mind that is possible. Jivan muktaha nakarodi nalipyate is unaffected by what he does. But at the same time, he will not keep quiet. Nalipyate means what? Not doing anything, nothing happens. No, doing, nothing happens. Doing is not affected. Nakarodi nalipyate. He used to give the example of how a person who is trying to open the jackfruit must have the technique of how to do that. If you happen to do that next to 1 month, because whole thing will be onto your skin. But before you go and open, even thinking of opening it, put oil fully and then open. Na lipyade. Then it won't touch you. In the same way, with that knowledge of oil of knowledge, You work in this world, then thing will hit you. And what is that? Anaditvat. Atman being that which has no beginning, beginningless. Because of the anadi nature, it is not caused by anything, nor it causes anything. Nirgunatvat. Because it does not have any particular quality, it does not change. Anaditva nirgunatvat, ayam atma paramatma avyayaha, not subject to any kind of change or perishing. The imperishable nature is because beginningless it is, qualityless it is, and it being akarta, being a non-doer. Now the question is then, if I am not the doer, there is somebody doing here all the actions. In the same way as a person in the stage, on a drama stage, even though he is acting as a beggar, he is not a beggar. He is only an actor. Because any time he can discard that and walk onto the green room. After his role is over, he is out there, not as a beggar anymore. And even when he is acting as a beggar, people are scolding him in that very act. As a beggar is scolded, inside he will laugh. Right? Oh, you are scolding this character called the beggar, not me. In the same way, you as a husband, laugh inside, or you as a husband, or a wife, laugh inside. As a daughter-in-law, laugh inside. I am Paramatma. You are scolding daughter-in-law. And thing is that you, the mother-in-law, is also an actor. See, that's the point. Atman cannot scold Atman. Atman cannot scold Atman. It's one and the same. You who are behaving as a mother-in-law, Paramatman, in this Paramatman who is behaving like a daughter-in-law, let them go on. Indriya indriyarteshu vivartante. These two are going. So you are free from any of the ragadvesha. If only we know that we are just acting in that role. Even as a parent, you are doing that role, only that. If you enroll yourself, there will be a problem. Then roller coaster will start. I, as a Paramatma, I am the self, I am the soul. I am acting here as a parent. And this happened to be, like me, a foolish one, my son. So I have to advise him. The way my father advised me, I never changed. So also this fellow will not change. But my role is to do this to him. Whatever he is, according to his prarabdha, he will do whatever he wants to do. So there is this engagement externally, disengagement internally. That is the technique that is used here. So such an individual, sharirastopi kaunteya nakaroti nalipyate. Now, example of that anadi atma, which is nalipyate, that is established here with the example here. Yata sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate sarvatravastito dehe tadatmanopalipyate yata sarvagatam sokshmyat akasham palipyate sarvatravastito dehe tatatmanopalipyate. Just like the space, yata akasham sarvagatam is going everywhere, meaning spread everywhere. Na upalipyate, never gets polluted. What gets polluted is only the air that is there in the space, or the earth, or the water, or the fire. Space is akasham, is why it's called akasha. Avakasham sarvatra dadadi idi akash. That which gives accommodation for everything. That is called akash. One meaning is it. Another meaning is means samantat kashyate idi akasha. That which is bright and available everywhere. That's why prakasha, bird is there. Akasha, prakasha. avakasha. The word kash means to shine, to manifest. So here, akasham na lipyate. It is not at all polluted, even as it is spread everywhere. So too, dehe sarvatra avastitaha, in the body of everyone, even though it is atma na lipyate. Atman is unpolluted, pure presence. Not polluted physically also, not by your thoughts, not by your emotions, not by your actions, not by your result of actions. It remains always unpolluted, immaculate, clean and still. This is the nature of the Atman. That's why he said, even as one does actions, he is unaffected by that. One more example he gives here. Yata prakashayat yekaha kritsnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tata kritsnam prakashayati bharata yata prakashayat yekah kritsnam lokamimam ravihi kshetram kshetri tata kritsnam prakashayati bharata yekah ravihi, one sun, prakashayati, gives or illumines light, gives light to everything. Imam lokam, in this world, the entire world is illumined by one sun. In the same way, Atman is that which is a consciousness reflected in all beings as one, but reflections are many due to the reflecting medias are many. One sun, but many parts of water or pools of water, how it appears to be many, many lights, right? Now you see, these two verses are giving two important theories in Vedanta. One is called Avachedavada and is called Pradibimbavada. Avachedavada is where a space is the same, available in many parts, and every part as individually small part space, big part space, etc. when you say, but really speaking there is only one space. And whatever you put in that spot also does not affect the space. Space is the same. You put the cold water or hot water or a dirty water or pure water. Kim Gangam Muni Bimbidembaramano Chandala Vati Payah. Kim, that is the beautiful Manisha Panchakam, the beginning itself, this point comes. Kingangambuni Ambudembaramani Chandala Vati Payah Pure Chantaramasti Kanchanagadi Mritkumbayorvambare Pratyak Vastuni Nistaranga Sahaja Nandhava Bodhambudo Viproyam Sapachoyam Ityabimahan Koyam Viveda Brahmaha. Shankaracharya was walking, and a person who is having some 4 dogs who are walking in the same road, and at that time the roads were not, was today the road you see. It's a single lane only, right? If you are to go, somebody else has to jump out, then only you can go. But the person who was coming there, I am not going to go. You get out. No. So he said, hey Chandala, move. He said, who is Chandala? Who is low here? So the other person started to question, what are you saying? As I am low, you are big. Who is low, who is big? Your body, which you identified as a Brahmana, you are talking about this. But is there any difference between the consciousness in you and me at all? Such a question he never expected. Of course, this traumatization is to show even a man of knowledge can fall into this trap. Shankaracharya wants to tell his disciples how to be careful. King Gangambuni Bimbidemba Ramanao Chandala Vate Payah Va Antaramasti. Is there any difference in the reflection of sunlight which happens in a pure Ganges water or in a ditch water? Is there any difference? The difference is there not with the light, with the reflection. And the reflection caused by impurity of the water, not the sun, right? Antaram, what is there in the water that is there in the Chandala Vati Payaha Pure. Then again he says, whether it is in a Kanchanagati or Mrutkumbayoho va Ambare. Ambare in the space which is there in the golden pot or a honey pot or a mud pot. You call, honey pot. In that honey pot also, the space is the same. In the space that is there in a mud pot or a golden pot, it does not become, space has become gold. No. Space has become mud. No. Pratyak vastu nistaranga sahaja ananda avabodha ambudo viproyam shopachoyam iti mahan koyam vibheda pramaha. Pratyak vastuni, in all things there is only one which is the same. Pure existence, consciousness and bliss. Is there any difference at all? So here these two theories are brought in. One is the Akasha, which is unpolluted and remaining same in everyone. So too, consciousness which is reflecting in everyone as individual self, like that of the sunlight reflecting and making everything available. Yata prakashayati ekaha krishnam lokamimam ravihi. In the same way, kshetram, kshetri, tata krishnam. In the same way, individual body, etc., kshetram. The individual jiva as kshetri. Sarvam krishnam prakashayati. The one consciousness alone is illuminating a Bharata. So that is how he concludes this beautiful chapter, because he has asked 6 questions, remember that. What question, Swamiji? Prakritim purusham chaiva kshetram kshetrajnam evacha etat veditum ichchami jnanam gneyam cha keshava. So that is answered, all of them, because Bhagavan Krishna is a very, very clear, good teacher. He will not leave any doubts unclear. Everything is answered. And so concluding that he says, Kshetra kshetrajnayor evam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduryanti tam param. Te param, okay. Kshetra kshetrajnayor evam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. Te yanti, they reach what? Param yanti. They reach the absolute final destination of immortality when jnana chakshusha, with the eye of knowledge, when they see what? Difference between kshetram and kshetrajna. The matter and the soul. Different in the sense that soul is independent and pure, happen to be identified with the kshetram, which is a mithya creation, illusory, and thus therefore engaging in this world as though as an individual. But only when you know that this transactional reality is self-created illusion, self-created reality only, it is not really speaking a truth, therefore the consequences of those actions do not belong to me. With this firm understanding, one who remains, such a person, bhuta prakriti moksham yanti. He becomes free of, liberated from This Bhuta Prakriti, meaning Bhutanam Prakriti, this entire creation which is caused by Prakriti. Avidya Lakshana Avyaktakya Prakritihi Tasyaha Mokshanam. That release from that is the final result of this knowledge. What knowledge? Difference very clearly between Kshetram and Kshetrajna, Prakriti and Purusha, Jneyam and Jnanam. So many different ideas he had presented so systematically. And we are also grateful to all the teachers, who have started to understand this and gave us the correct explanation. Because it can be misunderstood or misinterpreted. But they systematically noted down, documented, passed on. To that Guru Parampara, we should be ever grateful. The knowledge comes from the proper dissemination of knowledge. That's what Chinmaya Mission does, proper dissemination of knowledge so that people benefit the most. Because this knowledge is not available in a setup of a university or a college or anywhere else. For this knowledge, one has to especially, engage in those who have understood that. And the parampara has been giving this correct knowledge to people so that individually they become free of their own misconception, misunderstanding. To that extent, one becomes free from one's own ignorance. So it is always said, Shravana matrena moksham. By Shravana itself will give you that knowledge, because once you have heard, you will not be able to forget it. Swamiji, earlier I don't know Vedanta, now that I heard, I am lost interest in many things. Good. And some of them say, Swamiji, I don't see any improvement at all after coming and listening and attending study group and all. No improvement I see. So I tell them, if you have not come, it would have been worse. Which you don't know. Right? What you have already become, you don't know. Right? But if you have not come, what would have been the state? More miserable. At least you are able to smile. See, it is said that unless you have certain vairagya, you would not have come here. IPL is going on. Right? So, if you have come here, that shows you have got some vairagya. This vairagya is sufficient. If you continue, you will get Videha Mukti at least. If not Jivan Mukti. So, this very Shravanam itself is a great sadhana. So, I thank every one of you for making this possible. And I take it as an opportunity to reflect on. It's a greater, beneficiary of this is the one who shares the knowledge, really speaking. So as Gurudev always said, the best sadhana that you do is Swadhyaya and Pravachana, because that helps the individual to reflect and think. And as even when we start explaining, we start reflecting here. That reflection would not happen unless we have attempting to explain it. It's not in one single room, sit there and explain. So with the audience, when we explain, we become more and more clear about what we are saying. So that is how that's why we should thank the people who come as satsangis. Thank you so much, and my thanks to Guru Swamiji, Shantananji, who invited me to be here for this week, and also all of the volunteers who, took care of my deha. Volunteers, okay, no. Sevaks and Sevikas who saved my soul, who are saving my soul. Yes. Thank you all for that. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.